All right, y'all. So we got our 4-part series of recruiting. Killer of the bottom line. I've said it every single time, and it's still true that having bad talent, one, you're not producing the output that you really need in that role. And two, people are leaving because they either don't want the role, their company culture is toxic, or they're burned out because they've been in the wrong role. And so they're pouring out of an empty cup. Okay, let's talk about compensation this time. So, in the third part of my series about recruiting, I said, ask the question, what is your interest level in this role? And if they didn't give it a 10, you need to ask, what would make it a 10? Because what you can find out is what are the intrinsic things that people want from that role. And what you'll find is that NFL teams, the ones that are the most winning, the winningest, they actually offer below market rates for the packages or the, whatever they pay the players, because they're telling the players, you're buying a winning team, you're buying a culture, you're buying, or you're getting, you're actually like receiving, not even buying, like we're giving you, you're receiving company culture being your strengths when, you're getting these intrinsic things, and not everybody is motivated by extrinsic rewards. And if somebody's asking for like an astronomical price or a way higher asking price and they're not budging on it, then they're probably somebody that's just there for the money anyways. And so you don't really want that person. It actually helps you self-select because you want a person who wants to be there. You want a person that sees it as a responsibility versus a job. In Entrepreneurship 2.0, he talks about our workers, is it a job or is it a responsibility? Because if it's a job, you're checking the box, you're getting a paycheck, and you're going home. If it's a responsibility, that means I see myself in this role, I identify in this role, and I really want to do a good job. So let's say they gave you an 8 on interest level. You're like, well, what would it take to get to a 10? I want to work from home, or I want to have time to be with my family, AKA they want, autonomy, and they want more vacation time. Is that something y'all can give? Maybe, if it's worth it, if they're worth it, if you can look at your bottom line, if you can justify that, because that is an expense. Like you're giving them more time off, so that is money, but you're also getting someone who's excited, rested, wants to be there, will be excited that you gave them what they wanted. And so you just need to start asking these questions. And I also talked about ask their core values. What are their values? What do they want as a person? And then as you know their values, you can start thinking through your compensation package. Can we meet one of those values in a non-monetary way? And you would be surprised that a lot of people will take a cut in their pay to work in a company where they feel valued and they feel supported and they feel like people want them there. So you've got the compensation package, you're in the evaluation phase. You're like, all right, we have our pool of candidates. We've decided you may just have one, like you might have whittled it down and you said, check, let's offer them. Or maybe you have a pool of candidates. So here's the 5 things. You need to ask yourself, what are our requirements for the job? What skills and styles does this candidate bring to the table? Do they fit with what we want this role, how we want this role performs? What's the candidate's vision and values? What are the candidate's demands? And how does the candidate compare to others? So those are the questions that you and your leadership team and you and your hiring team are asking about each individual. And you can use what we call a draft board. You can literally put somebody's skills and somebody's core values. And you want both. You want someone who fits the company culture, and you want someone who has what it takes to do really well in that job. And so in final, in summarization of my 4-part series, here's the breakdown of what a hire looks like. So 1, you get group alignment. You have the strategy, the values, the structure of what's needed in that role, and everybody that's involved in the decision making for that new hire or is impacted by that person, you get buy-in so that they're more likely to ensure success. Because when you feel like you have a say, you want it to succeed because nobody likes to fail. Next, fill out the job scorecard that we talked about in one of the previous video modules. This helps you give what the job needs, what success looks like, who they report to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. In the interview, show them that scorecard. You can actually walk through that scorecard, screen share, or have a printed copy so they can see like, oh, my accountabilities are, these are the things that I have to hit in the week, or these are the numbers that I have to track in order to have success. Have an org chart, or we like to call it an org structure, because as you scale, your structure changes. But have that in front of them. Have them see the team. Like, let them know, like, have a snapshot, impress them. Really roll out the red carpet. You want to court them. You want them to work with you. Give them a task to complete. If you have a pool of candidates, give everyone the same task and see who does the best job. And then once you have the pool, you look at them on a draft board. You look at them on what you need, what they have, what need your team has, because NFL teams, they recruit based on need, not based on player. You know, they're not going to go after the number one draft pick just because. They're going to go after the number one draft pick if that's a position that they need at that time. Stop going after people because they're awesome. Go after people that are going to fit your role, have the skills and the culture fit. And then we do leadership coaching. We do a little micro coaching. So we recommend getting them on that micro coaching, on those daily insights, so that that person can start being valued and you can start understanding them and their conflict style. But we also recommend doing a 90-day evaluation period. It's good practice to actually do a dry run, to do a trial run with this person. Now, this won't always be the case. You're not going to recruit somebody from another job and then say, okay, well, now 90 days, you're going to have to wait. It's different. Different circumstances call for different things. But I did a 90-day and I actually appreciated it. And I ended up leaving that job. And it was a mutual passing of ways, and neither side felt frustrated that somebody had left too soon. So personally, that happened to me and it worked out. And then after the 90 days, go full time. All right, y'all. So I really hope you've enjoyed this recruiting series, because recruiting is hard. It's really, really hard to find candidates, but there are actionable strategies that you can take. And I really hope you've been able to learn from this. So let us know if you want us to help you. We can give you the cheat code. We can walk you through this. We'll coach you through this.